We're talking about Canadian turkeys, but American prices for cameras. Okay. I'm glad we got
Exactly.
that figured out. All right. Welcome back to the latest episode of Game Day Glare. I'm Lance. I'm with E. This is the podcast for sports videographers. How you doing, E?
Very well. Yourself?
Yeah, doing good, doing good. It's kind of an exciting time of year. I noticed there's some new cameras coming out. Christmas is not that far away. So yeah, man, I mean, things are going good. It's a little colder now in Montreal. The summer sports are all dying down. Football's over. Soccer's over. Now it's just hockey. Basketball too. I guess there's a lot of, indoor basketball games, school games, stuff like that. But no, I'm doing very well. How about you? What have you been up to lately?
Not much. Trying to YouTube's been views are down in terms generally speaking. Like not that there's less people watching, but it's just more spread out, which is a good thing. Just helping you, not helping, but it's easier for a new channel to get traction, to get the opportunity for people to at least see your thumbnail and title and click on it. So views are more spread around, which for people that were established before and were used to a certain amount of views, it usually for most people it went down in the last few months, if not year. So yeah, trying to work on my channel to try to find ways to counter that and get some juice back, in the channel. But other than that, I did film something recently. I just can't remember what it was. I don't know. It was sports related, but
You filmed soccer. You filmed the women's soccer. I remember you did the Rose, and then you came to the Canadians and met me.
yeah, that was a little while ago. Oh yeah, I filmed some volleyball. That's what I did.
Volleyball's a little smaller court. So what lenses did you use? 16-35, the 28-75?
Yeah, probably more like not the 28-75, but yeah, a bit of the 16-35, and I can use the 70-200, but just for specific shots. Like I wouldn't use it the entire game, but if I was to go in the bleachers, I would definitely use it more. But then it becomes hard to, if you're too tight, it's very hard to follow the ball because it goes very fast, and it's not going necessarily. It's hard to predict where it's going to. Like it's easy to get the girl sort of jumping and smashing the ball. It's harder to follow that ball once she hits it. So if that's what you're trying to do, you better stay a bit wider. But to get that tight shot of someone hitting the ball at the net, that's always cool too. So you kind of have to mix, do a little bit of both.
And was your final edit vertical or horizontal?
Horizontal for YouTube.
Oh. Okay, perfect. So you're good. You're allowed to take some chances, because when you're filming vertical and volleyball, it's tough because you'll miss that ball if you're too tight.
True. Yes, which is usually what happens. It's the second time I filmed it in volleyball. I mean, and the first 20 minutes are always me just trying to get used to the rhythm, the positioning, all these things. And then after that, I start actually doing okay job. The start is always just like when I play sports, is the first 20 minutes is garbage. Just after that, once I'm warmed up, I'm all right.
It's funny how that progression goes when you're like viewing your card and you kind of see some shots and you're like, oh, okay, I played it safe here. And then all of a sudden you start getting to better and better shots and you're like, okay, yeah. That's when you're feeling it. And then you feel like you have enough material for a good edit. But the beginning of some shoots are tough.
I'd say for me, it's probably not the opposite, but like I'm probably not safe enough. And I'm just, all over the place behind the ball all the time. And just like, calm down, just, get wider a little bit, start, be smart. And then
get a couple establishing shots here, E, don't just go for the Hail Mary all the time.
Exactly.
All right. So today's episode, listen, Thanksgiving is around the corner and it's Black Friday. Some deals have already started online. But
did you know there's like wild turkeys in Montreal now? Not everywhere, but I've heard someone like my girlfriend's neighbor said like, oh, there's this big wild turkey in my yard. And we were like, yeah, sure. Like she's like, I don't know, 75 years old. So you're like, well, might be time to do
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah,
a,
yeah.
but yeah, driving. I saw one walking on the sidewalk. I was like, what the hell's going on? She was right. But yeah, just
I didn't know that Montreal was having a turkey pandemic, but wow, okay. So then,
yeah,
please, our friends on the American side, come over and grab some turkey for your Thanksgiving, because we can use your help. According to E, I never heard that before in my life.
I know it was almost sparked and to take a photo. I was like, Jesus Christ, what's going on? And I was walking next to like a primary school too. I was like, what happens if it goes in the schoolyard? Like this would be like,
Yeah,
because it's as big as some of the kids. Like it's huge, like a Walter, like a real like, it's a big, almost like a.
they'll chase you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, I don't know.
So
What
for our
happened. I kept
viewers,
driving.
hey, for our viewers, this is what usually E and I talk about before we press record is turkeys and what his aunt saw and stuff like that. But we just thought with Thanksgiving around the corner, we just bring you a little bit into what E and I really talk about. Okay, wild turkeys. So back to Black Friday. Unless there's any other animals you'd like to talk about, E.
No, but I linked it up to turkeys because it's Thanksgiving.
Oh, okay, perfect. All right, so with Thanksgiving,
I wouldn't have just randomly brought up turkeys.
I never know with you. I never know. No, I got the connection. I got the connection. So with Thanksgiving and wild turkeys running around, we thought we'd talk about Black Friday, some of the deals that we're already seeing online, some of the stuff to look out for, to help out you guys and also to help us out too, because I'm looking always for some new stuff. E, not so much. But there are some good deals out there. Cheap. There are some good deals out there. So E and I are going to run down some lists of stuff to look for, stuff that we already see online, stuff that can help you bring your sports videography to the next level. So what do you want to start with first? Oh, and there was one more thing I wanted to actually bring up before we started. Have you seen the new DJI Osmo 6 action cam?
I haven't, but I know someone who did.
Yeah, man, I'm pretty impressed with it. You can actually have a shallow depth of field now on action cam. It goes to f2, f4. Battery life is 4 hours, they're saying. The specs are pretty good. So I haven't had a chance to actually get in my hands or anything yet because it just actually came out last week, and it's I think it arrives in stores next week. But it's definitely
did you
something.
Actually see when you say like shallow depth of field? Have you actually seen some footage?
Yeah, I've seen some footage online, and it actually looks decent. So I'm actually debating on maybe picking one up because for like a podcast, say if you do a podcast, that could be a really good wide camera. You can have two, like I have two Sonys right now. I can always use them for the subjects, but for the wide shot, instead of getting a Sony's ZV-E1 or something, you can always just put that and get a nice established wide shot. And it works with all the DJI mics seamlessly in all their interfaces. So honestly, it looks like a game changer in the action cam field. So it's definitely something to look at. And a lot of the companies are coming out with new stuff now. Like Sony is, at the beginning of December, is announcing the Sony A7 IV finally, which people have been waiting for a long time. But the specs still haven't been fully leaked, so everyone's really not sure. Supposedly, it's similar to the A7 IV with 33 megapixel, but it has a new AI chip in it, and it's supposed to shoot 4K 60 no crop, which people are looking forward to. It's more like a beefed up version of an A7S III. They're saying that instead of an A7 IV. So it's definitely something, a budget friendly camera that's competing. Like, because Nikon just came out with their new Nikon /Red camera. Has great reviews, but everyone's saying it's overheating like crazy and the files are way too heavy. So this new Sony A7 V might be a perfect in-between camera. If you're not ready to dish out 5K on an FX3, this might be a really, really good option for you. I'll see the review on your YouTube channel, E.
Hopefully.
All right. So E, since you do a lot of gear review and all that, maybe you could start off with the Black Friday E's gear picks or list or whatever you want to call it. If you have any.
Yes, 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 yes. Well, actually, I say yes, but I'm basically looking at, and I'll go through some Canon stuff after. But
Canon?
what I
What's that?
suggest you do, you can either listen to me and write down, take down some notes, or what you can do is what I'm doing, which is basically if you go on the B&H website, there's a Black Friday deals section, and then in there it's categorized by brand. So if you click on Sony, which I did, because I'm a Sony shill, there's all these deals on cameras and lenses. So and accessories too. I think I saw a few of those. But yeah, looking at it right now, I'd say that there's all the usual suspects are there. The Sony, sorry, the Sony FX3, my bread and butter, is actually on sale. You're saving $300. There's $900 off the Sony A7R5. That's more like, you have to be into photography as much as videography, or more into photography probably if you're going down that road. But it's a great camera, obviously. Your favorite, the A7 IV, is on sale as well, saving $700. So it's basically less than 2K at the moment.
Yeah, because the A7 V's come around, so they're sell all the A7
Yeah,
IVs.
actually insane. Okay, yeah. I just wanted to double check. Yeah, I'm talking about American prices, just to be clear.
We're talking about Canadian turkeys, but American prices for cameras. Okay, I'm glad we got
Exactly.
that figured out.
The Sony FX30 is on sale as it usually is for the past over a year. I think it's always on sale. Still at 1,800, basically saving $300 of the normal price. There's a bunch of SD cards, but they're all like Sony Tough cards, so they're pretty expensive to begin with, to be honest. But you can, if you buy like I'm looking at the 256 gigs, for example, which is you're saving $140, but it's still like $258. So yeah, not cheap, but much cheaper than it normally is. Oh, my baby, the ZV-10. Oh well, it's okay. It's $800, but it's because it's with the kit lens. So yeah, I don't know. I don't like kit lenses, but if you're starting, it's a 16 to 50. If you're filming indoor sports, great place to start. Otherwise, I think, am I done with cameras? There's the A6700 as well that you can save $100 on. It's $1,500. It's a good camera for the price. So
So out of
definitely,
those cameras, obviously
yeah.
the FX3 is the one you would go for. But for someone starting out, what crop sensor camera would you suggest out of that list? Because the A67 is a great camera, but so is the FX30. But what do you think is really the best bang for your buck in that list?
Well, for me, for because basically the FX30 is $300 more than the A67. So yeah, we're talking 17. No, sorry, it's 400. Um, is it 1798 compared to, where is it? No, it's 300. Sorry, because yeah, the A6700 is basically 1498. So yeah, all that to say that for the $300, I would just go with the FX30 personally, just to not have to worry about buying an external fan and making sure my external fan has enough power to last me an entire game and all that sort of stuff. I'd rather, because you're gonna buy a fan that's gonna cost you $50, then you're gonna have battery issues. You might buy a second battery for your fan, all that. So like at the end of the day, you're saving what, like $150 maybe. So it's like, might as well spend another 150 and just get it all internal and not have to worry about it. So yeah, if you can afford, I would definitely, in terms of APS-C cameras, go with the FX30. If you want something cheaper, then I would go with I haven't seen it on sale, unfortunately, but the ZV-10 Mark II. would probably be my entry level. And don't get me wrong, like when we're talking entry level, I just want something to start with. You can go with anything. Like it's not like there's a hard stop on like you need a ZV-10 Mark II and up, but but if you can afford it, it's less than $1,000. I think it's 998. Um, it's to me that's the ideal camera to start with, not because it's like much more user friendly than the others, but because it's going to give you enough quality that you're not going to feel like you're using a budget camera and feel like, oh, why am I not getting the results that these other people are getting on Instagram and things like that? Like it's good enough that you can do some great stuff with it right now, and it's also good enough that it's going to last you a few years before you want to upgrade and go towards something else. It's not one of those that like you're buying now because it's the only thing you can afford, and then next year you're already tired of it and just waiting to get that amazing camera. So to me, it's like a good investment because it's going to last, and it's going to do a decent job. So, but it's not on sale, so I should probably stop talking about it.
Not on sale yet. I mean, there are after Black Friday, there are some Cyber Monday deals that do pop up after. There are
True.
some like 1 day sales and stuff. So I'm sure it will, because Sony is very good at putting everything on sale eventually.
Yeah, true. And we are like, for full disclosure, we are recording before the actual Black Friday date. So there might be some new stuff that came out since the recording of this episode that we don't know about. So yeah, check out the Sony ZV-10 Mark II. But otherwise, yeah, FX30 is definitely, in my opinion, the best APS-C camera for sports. What about you? Do you have a preference? Or do you want to go full frame since I did
I'm just a
the
full frame
APS-C?
guy. I've never had a crop sensor. I would go honestly A7 IV for me. I know it's more than what you had just mentioned, but for it's the perfect hybrid camera. Honestly, pictures are great. 33 megapixel on it. It could do 4K 60 with a crop if you want to get in tighter. 4K 30 is very, very clean, or 24 frames. You can also do 120 frames on it if you want, but it's in HD. The only issue with the A7 IV is some people do get overheating, depending on if you're filming like 4K 60 for like an hour and a half straight. Then that's probably not the camera for you. For sports highlights and that, and indoor gyms, it's fine. It's fine. I filmed 4K 60, never overheated in that. I have one time had overheat warnings, but I was overheating. I was in an extremely hot room. So I don't blame the camera for overheating, because it was unbearable. But I did use the little Ulanzi fan, put it on, and my camera was fine. So that's the only issue with it. And honestly, Sony is really rebating it. They're also giving you like custom packages where if you buy the A7 IV, at least here in Canada, you get like an extra battery, or you can pick like the kit lens and the battery. I got my A7 IV with a kit lens. It came with like a 2470, 3.5 to 5.6. It was basically an extra $100 with the camera. So it's a $350 lens Canadian, and they give it to you for $100. Well worth it. Before I upgraded my lenses, I used to shoot sometimes with that. I actually still use it sometimes if I have two talking head things, and I want one really tight and one like a medium shot. I'll use it, and it's perfect, honestly. So I have nothing against kit lenses. If you can get a kit lens with your camera to start, go for it, because the kit lens is actually stabilized, which is really nice. So if you are shooting like at an f4, there's nothing wrong with that kit lens, because it's a 3.5 anyway, and you have the stabilization. So I do use it from time to time. It's not my go-to lens. It's not my favorite lens, but it definitely gets the job done.
There you go.
Yeah,
See? A7 IV. Who would have thought?
yeah. There's also my true love was the A7S III, but then I had to downgrade to an A7 IV. Okay.
Oh, okay. True level. I like
Uh,
that.
I'm telling you, man, the A7 III, I love that camera. A7S III.
Yeah.
It was just amazing at everything.
Nah. Well,
Yeah.
it's an FX3, so
Yeah.
it's kind of, you got an
Well,
FX3 now, don't you? So it's
yeah,
kind of
exactly,
back.
exactly. Yeah, but the difference between the FX3 and the A7S3 is I felt normal taking pictures with my A7S3, where my FX3, I never take pictures. Like I get mad when someone's like, you're filming an event and like, oh, could you take a picture of us? And I'm like, buddy, this is not a photo camera. But if I have my A7 IV, I'm like, yeah, no problem. I just flick the switch. Like the FX3 is not, it's not as easy to just go into photo mode, I find.
Yeah, you have to go in the menu.
Yeah, exactly. Where the other ones were just like a little button. You just turn the wheel or flick the switch and you're in photo mode.
Yeah.
So that's the only reason that I like the A7S3 better. And I did like the body. Like I like that. I like the camera body. The FX3 body is great for just filming, but when it's not practical if you have to take a photo, especially with no little viewfinder and stuff like that. It just feels different. Sorry.
Nitpicking, but yeah, I'll
Yeah.
allow it.
All right. So what about you? What do you got for lenses? Because I've noticed that Tamron lenses have been on sale for a while because I've been eyeing the 35 150.
Hold on, not there
It's
yet.
So what do you guys got for us on lenses, Denny? Because maybe there's something I haven't even seen yet.
No, but I'm still, I'm not there yet. It's just I'm still in Sony, but
Oh, you're
yeah,
still in Sony. Sorry. Oh, I
there
forgot
are
about your other stuff.
Tamron. There is a Tamron section to that Black Friday deal. But
Okay.
yeah, I'm looking at the Sony 24 to 70, which is a pretty standard. How am I getting? I'm getting I'm getting Game Day Glare invites on Instagram while we're doing a
Actually, me
podcast.
too. Me
I'm
too. I
like,
got one too.
who's doing this?
It's the ghost of game day glare.
But yeah, I think it's because I didn't do anything about the one from yesterday. That's why.
Ah,
But yeah, so the 24 to 70 f2.8 G Master lens, $200 off, which is pretty good. Like, well, still ends up being a $1,600 lens, but if you're going to do a lot of indoor sports, 24 to 70 is definitely a good zoom range, and 2.8 is definitely a good aperture. There's a Sony 70 to 200, but it's the Mark One. It's the first version. So, and it's only 100 off. Like it's still like a $2,000 lens, 2,048 to be exact. So I don't know. I would kind of want to say for the Mark II, personally, because if I'm going to be spending $2,000 on something, I want it to be kind of top notch. Like I don't want it to be like an old thing that's already been improved.
would you rather
But
go with the F4 instead then?
maybe, yeah. I would probably I'd rather go with an F4 that is, that has the best autofocus, the best this, the best
It has
that.
stabilization, has everything, right? The
Yeah.
F4.
Well, because this one has it too, but it's just older technology, probably not as fast, not as, as great. But so yeah, I'd rather go for the same price. I'd rather go with the F4 that has the better technology than the F2.8 that doesn't. Especially at that price. Like if we're talking less than $1,000, I might give you a different answer. But like when we go higher in price, like yeah, I'd rather have better quality. Just to stick to lenses, I'm skipping the prime lenses. There's a bunch of them on sale, but yeah, I just don't think it's a priority. But like I'm seeing, like when I was saying, there's a few accessories like the Sony. It's like that digital shotgun microphone that basically you don't have to use any cables. It's like the ECM B1M. It's not a sexy name, but it's basically a shotgun microphone that doesn't need any. It uses the hot shoe to connect to the camera, so you don't need any cables or anything. So that's very practical. But it's still it's only $50 off the original price, so it ends up being $338, which is, depending on where you are in your career, can feel expensive for a shotgun microphone. But just saw the Sony A7 III still alive. You can save $500 on it. It's $1,498. It's pretty good. But then it goes back to what I was saying about the 70 to 200 lens. It's like, do I want to spend $1,500 on a camera that's this old? You can get some good, you can get some better cameras that might not do, well, this one doesn't do anyway, 4K 120. It only does 4K 1080 120. So yeah, I would probably, I don't know. Would you rather have like a good crop sensor camera that does probably better? All the features are probably like, better, like newer technology, all that sort of stuff, or have the A7 III, which is like a full frame. It's a nice camera, but technology is a bit old.
So that's a tough question. I guess first of all, it depends on what my goal is. Like, what kind of lenses do I already have? What am I working with, or where do I want to go? So the reason why I always had a full frame sensor, I never had a crop sensor, so I wouldn't look at a crop sensor. So for me personally, I would rather get the A7 III than go and get a crop sensor because of my work ecosystem already having two full frame cameras. The A7 III is a kick-ass camera, though. It is a kick-ass camera. Like, if I was going to get the A6700 or the A7 III, I would take the A7 III. That's my personal opinion. But if I already have APC lenses and I don't have full frame lenses, then no, I'm not going to look at the A7 III. And it is older. But the A7 III, I've actually used it a lot in the past for interviews. 24 frames, no overheating issues, no nothing. It's very clean image, really high quality, easy to work with. So depending on what you're using it for,
Mhm.
I would lean towards that. But that's just
No, that
my
makes
personal
sense.
opinion. Yeah.
No, that makes sense. But yeah, I'm gonna just
But it is
add two
older. Like,
more on the Sony side because otherwise we'll be here all day.
yeah.
Because I just noticed there's like 4 pages. But the last two that I think are, but I encourage people, like I said, to just go on the Black Friday section of B&H, and I'm assuming those sales are on B&H, but probably everywhere else where Sony is being sold. So it's a good place, a good reference, but it doesn't mean that you have to buy it from there necessarily. But yeah, the last two Sony lenses that I find worthy of me talking about them is the Sony PZ18 to 105 f4 OSS. So stabilization 18 to 105, perfect for indoor sports, and it's a power zoom. So if you have like a little zoom rocker on your camera, it can actually work with that lens, where you can do some really nice, steady and smooth sort of zooming action. So it's a APS-C lens, I'm pretty sure, though. Yeah, it is. So yeah, then it's $748. You're saving $100. Otherwise, the other one that it's more for me actually. You'll find this interesting. I just noticed that lens that I was telling you about, probably not in our last episode, but not too long ago, like that Sony PZ full frame 28 135 f4 blah blah blah. It's on sale, but yeah, it's just $100 off. But this time it's a much more expensive lens, so it's $2,898. So just under the 3,000. So yeah, I
So
don't know if I'll make the
speaking of that
move.
lens, I was at a shoot last week and the guy I was working with had that lens.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Did you ask him about it?
Yeah, he showed it to me. He said it was an older lens that was bought for a specialty project they were doing a couple years ago. And he was raving about that lens, saying how great it is, how stable it is, how good the image quality is on it. The only issue he said is it takes up a lot of space in your camera bag because it's kind of built
Mm.
a little wider. But like he was like, this is an older lens, but he's like, was our go-to lens for so long because we were actually talking about the Tamron 35 150 and how a lot of NHL teams are actually using that lens because it's pretty versatile. If you either got to go to locker room or if you got to film game action, but then he said, yeah, they used to always use this other lens, the one that you were talking about. So hey, it's still around. I
Nice.
think you should get it, E. I think you should stop being cheap and just you never buy yourself anything, E.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
still thinking about it. I was hoping for more than $100 off though.
yeah,
If it
yeah.
was
Well,
like $400 off, I might have made the move, but still thinking. I'll
all
get
right.
back to you on that. All right, so quick,
Maybe
quick.
Santa will bring it to you.
Oh yeah, maybe. Let's hope so. I should probably start talking about this stuff around my girlfriend because I don't
That's
think anyone else in my life has
no,
a chance of buying me this. And even then, I'm not too sure that's our price range for our Christmas gifts.
no, probably not.
But all right. So quick Canon rundown. R5 Mark II is $500 off at 3,900. The R6 Mark II is also on sale at $2,000, basically saving $300. 90D still alive. That's kind of like the Canon version of the A7 III in terms of like old school camera that everybody has used at one point in their lives. Um, that one is $1,000, but it's weird. It looks anyway. Um, yeah, the lens. They also have the 70-200 lens that is $2,500 though, but you're saving $500. So it's a good deal, but not cheap. The R5 as well is on sale. You're saving $700. Actually, it's a great deal. It's $2,600. R5 though overeats a lot, so you definitely want to put a fan on that. But and the 24, just the similar deals to Sony basically, because they've got the Canon RF 24 to 105 f4, only $100 off at $1,300. But yeah, a lot of different deals. See the R50, which is a good sort of budget camera, only $619, saving $100. So just checking to see if the R100 is there. I don't think so. But yeah, a lot of oh yeah, there it is. Well, with the kit lens, it's $500, so it's pretty good. But yeah, all that to say that there's a lot of all these, Sony, Cameron, Nikon, Fuji, Panasonic. They're all there. So I definitely encourage people to go look at the B&H website. And if I go quickly in the Tamron lenses, your favorite, the 35 to 150 is on sale. There's like $100 off. Still at $1,600 though.
It's not a cheap lens.
No, definitely not. It's not a light lens either. If you want the Tamron version of the 70-200, it's the 70-180, but honestly, the difference is not that it's like this much to your frame. It's $1,000, so you're saving $100, so much cheaper than like the Sony, like we said earlier. Like it was even not even the Mark II, but the first version was what, 2,000, I think we said. So yeah, it's a lot cheaper, and it's not that like I've done comparisons before. I've compared it to the Sony Mark II, and it's the Sony looked a little bit better, but you have to be like, looking at a steady shot and to really notice it. Like it's not night and day by any means. Otherwise, you got a lot of like more like budget lens, like the 28-200, which is a variable aperture lens, is $700. So it's a great, a great like all-in-one type of tool and budget as well, and it's full frame, so you can use it on any camera going forward. Your favorite, the 28-75, full frame as well, $700, saving $200. It's pretty good.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, there's a bunch of different. Oh yeah, there's a good one as well. The Tamron 17. Oh no, I thought it was 17-70. Oh yeah, there it is. Thought I saw it. 17-70 f2.8. That's an APS-C lens though, but it is $700.
That's great with the FX30 though. That lens is killer on the FX30.
But in saying that, I'm looking at a Tamron for Fujifilm, so I'm assuming there's a Sony version as well that's on sale. But if it's not, yeah, apologies. I'm looking at the one with the Fuji mount, but I wouldn't be surprised that all their mounts doesn't really matter. They're probably all on sale, but yeah. Anyway, all that to say that I there's a Sigma as well. There's all these different ones, but I'll be here all day, so I'll let let's talk for a little bit. But yeah, there are a lot of sales coming up this week, so definitely I encourage you to visit the B&H website. And like I said, there's a tab specifically for Black Friday deals. So go in there, check it out. It is worth it if you are on the market to buy a lens or a camera or anything that goes on a camera.
I feel like right now is a great time to get accessories also, tripods, SD cards, because we already know the prices of them. They're always discounted depending on what brand you have. But updating your memory, your hard drives, all that now is a perfect time. So we didn't put a list together of all those because there's way too many of them. But the accessories are a good time. Even if you just want new wires like Condor Blue or something a little more faster, well, now's a good time to upgrade because you will save. Now, my task, I gave him the fun one, talk about cameras, talk about lenses. I'm going to talk about software because we did just talk about subscriptions last episode. And I have to cancel all my subscriptions now so I can get all these deals, because the issue with software subscriptions is some of them are only for new customers, which I think is bull, but there's some great deals for new customers. And I'll start with, so I have a list here, Canva. Canva, you can get 50% off your first 3 months. So if for some reason you need fast graphics or you work with people that use Canva and you feel like you do need it and you're tired of the free version, 50% off for the first 3 months of Canva. That's pretty good. It's pretty decent. Adobe. Adobe is 50% off for new people, new subscribers.
That's good.
That's
That's a
very,
lot of
very
money.
good. Yeah. For the first year. And if you're a student or a teacher, you can get up to 70% off. So that's huge, because we have mentioned on the show how much we love the Adobe Suite, but the Adobe Suite is not cheap and it's expensive. So if you could capitalize on that subscription, go for it, or cancel your subscription and re-sign up with a new email and save that 50% for 1 year. Why not?
Yeah, I think it's probably more valuable to do that than, well, not that it's more valuable, but like getting new people at 50% off is like, it's like, it's not like signing up for like Netflix, for example, at 50% off. And then next year I can always just stop watching Netflix, because it's not like there's a 5 or 6 weekly shows that I'm waiting for. And they're like, oh, if I cancel Netflix, where Adobe, like once you're in it and you're used to using Photoshop, you're used to using Premiere, like if you get rid of it, like now you have to learn a new way to do all these things that you were doing there. Like you're starting from scratch again in another ecosystem. It's much more complicated to leave. So yeah, it's an investment.
Big time. So one of the softwares we have talked about in the past that I looked into buying, but it was way too expensive, is actually 43% off for a yearly subscription right now. And that is Topaz Labs. So Topaz does a lot of, they denoise, they enhance images. They have an editing software now too. So if you are into visual effects in that or cleaning up imaging, then that could be a good option for you. They have really good rotoscoping tools also in that. And video, they can, you could circle something and delete it right from the image in your video too. Now, Adobe has come up with new updates just now, where you can supposedly do all that stuff. Have I tried them? No. So I cannot tell you if the new Adobe stuff is better than a Topaz. But Topaz does come highly recommended. It's just the price point is very, very expensive. So at 43% off, now might be your time to dive into Topaz Labs. I will say a little bit of caution though with all this AI software. I noticed a trend with AI software is they try to get you to subscribe for the year. Everything is the year. I feel like it's the best value, yes. But with AI, you don't know where it's going. It's advancing so fast. There's always new software around the corner. So are you willing to commit for a year? But if you're getting a discounted price like that at 43% off, then maybe yes, it is worth the risk for the year subscription. Other software, I'd say no, because you might not use it. I have tried some software, some AI software, and I'll give you one right now. Sintra, it's called Sintra.ai. It is supposed to be 12 employees they give you, 12 little workers that are going to help you with all your work. It's a glorified ChatGPT. So GPT. It right now it's up to 70% off. And you can get your money back in 14 days if you want to try it. The idea with it is you have 12 workers. So you have like an accountant, you have a content manager, you have someone like a personal assistant, you have all these people. If you are trying to grow and you do need some help, that could be a good option for you, because you can upload your sales receipts or whatever to it, and it'll organize it for it. You can have it pre-read your emails and write out emails that you could just respond back to. There are a lot of options in that. I tried it. It was not for me. It was not for me because A, I'm not big enough, and B, I just felt like I didn't have the time to dedicate to it, because there is a lot of work you have to do to set up all these prompts. You can have it though where you program all your socials through it, so it can post on multiple platforms. So if I want to drop a game day glare clip, it will post it on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, all one shot. So it is a valuable option for certain people. It just wasn't for me. Next up on software, one that we mentioned already that we use, Opus Clip. Opus Clip, you can get 65% off the annual Pro membership, which is pretty good.
Can we get access to that?
we already get a discount. Yeah, oh. we already get a discount, and you can get 50% off your first month if you want to try it. So there's no risk at all trying it. But yeah, we're locked in actually at a 65% discount. So unlike other softwares, Opus Clip, once you sign up with a promo code, you keep that promo code until you cancel, at least for now, unless they change their terms and agreement. But for now, we're locked in. Also, next up is this software that I'm on recording right now, Riverside, 25% off annual plan. Sorry. So 25% annual plan, and you can get and you can, there's also there's also an optional promo code for 50% off a pro plan. So there are different plans. The regular one, you can get 25% off. The pro plan, you can get 50% off. So, hey guys, if you're willing to, if you want to grow, try new stuff, Black Friday is a great time to look at these softwares and start seeing what you might want to invest in. There's another one too called Descript, which is very similar to like Opus Clip, where it does clips and stuff for you. Descript is supposed to do a little bit more. That is at 20% off. And the other one I didn't mention with Adobe, I don't really use it, but a lot of people have been starting using it, Adobe Firefly. So Adobe Firefly is not included in your Adobe cloud membership. Adobe Firefly is where you can go and you can create AI generated clips. Maybe even for you, it might be good for thumbnails. I don't know. But the way that these AI softwares work is they work together, right? Like, so Nano Banana works with some softwares, Chat GPT works with other software. So it depends on what is working with what. But Adobe Firefly is usually $19.99 a month, and you can get it for $9.99 a month for the first 3 months. So that's 50% off for the first 3 months. So a 3-month trial, I feel, is a good risk for $30. If you want to start creating AI generated content, then that's pretty good. And I have 2 other ones that I want to talk on my list. So one is 11 Labs. 11 Labs is the AI voiceover software.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I think I see ads about that.
Yeah, exactly. So they have up to 30% off to try that. So basically you write your voiceover script in that. And if I want a French Canadian voiceover, I can find a French Canadian voiceover. It will clone my voice if I want to. There are some restrictions though, because obviously with all this AI out there, if you record your own voice in that, you can sign up where other people can use your voice and you can actually get paid, or you could just use your own voice, restrict it where it's just for your content. So there are a lot of things happening. And the last one is this one that I find kind of interesting. I've seen a lot of clips for it yet. I haven't really. I tried it once. Results were so-so. They were okay. I tried basically. I gave a prompt where I was going when I went to Texas. I went to Texas, jumped on a plane, landed in Texas, put on a cowboy hat, and picked up my camera and started shooting. It created for me no problem. You have to put a picture in. It basically just animates that live picture and then adds all the shots to it. It's called Hingsfield. Higsfield is they use basically Nano Banana Pro Unlimited, and right now you can get 65% off of it for a monthly subscription, and it ends right after Black Friday. But basically, it's an AI video generator that you could try for 65% off. So it might be worth it for some of you guys. It's really hard to use all this AI generators though for sports content, because sports you want live stuff in that. So if I was going to use this, I would use it more for like transitions, maybe establishing shots, some effects, stuff like that. But the actual beauty about sports is sports you want to film live. You need that live stuff. Your image, you need a live image. So for AI, we're kind of okay there, but this will help you with the editing and definitely can bring your ideas to life. So I just have a short list of that was just a short list of stuff that that I software wise I see, and also guys, DJI has a lot of products up for sale, up to 43%. I just thought I'd throw that in as a joke for E because I'm always pushing DJI. I really do like DJI, but yeah, every company out there seems to have stuff on sale this time of year. Now the real tricky question is, and I'll ask you, E, what is really worth buying right now? Like you're trying to grow your sports videography business, or you're trying to really up your game in sports videography. What do you feel for our listeners would be the best thing to invest in? Because there's so
Well, I
much
don't think,
options.
yeah, I don't know if there's something like in particular, like anything is worth investing in if you don't have it, or if you don't, if you, well, I should say, rephrase that and say if you need it. But, cause yeah, that's the thing. Like when these type of sales come around, I think it's important to make the most of it, but don't just make the most of it by buying something that is cheaper that it normally is, but that you don't really have a need for. And you just think, oh, I'm going to be, you're basically going to create a need for it once you have it, or you just, oh, once I have it, now I can do all these other things that I wasn't doing, or I can, but in reality, it won't really make that much of a difference. And if you have the money, then like, by all means, have fun. But if you're doing it thinking it's going to make you more money, or your clients are going to see a difference, like that's probably not going to happen. So it's more about, if you have a need, like for a new camera, you can't wait to buy a new camera that can do something that your current camera cannot. Yeah, now is definitely the time to look at that camera, because you can probably save a few $100s on it. Same thing with lenses. If you've been eyeing like a lens that does something that has like a low aperture, a constant aperture, or a zoom range in particular that you don't have access to and that you would love to have access to, then yeah, this is the time to look into that and look into that lens. And then the same way I was looking at that expensive Sony lens, thinking, I've been talking about it for a while. Maybe now is the time. Probably not, but it's still quite expensive. But yeah, now would be a good time if I was to pull the trigger on it. Now would be the time to do so. So it's more from that perspective. Like I don't think there's a specific thing, but in saying that, like I talked about, I was on B&H looking at cameras and lenses, but like you mentioned, like there's a ton of accessories that are going to be on sale as well. So Amazon's probably a better place for that. Like there's probably going to be a on the homepage a selection of videography Black Friday deals. So definitely have a look at that and see if there's little things that can help you just make your life easier by spending like 15, 20 or $50 here or there.
Yeah, because listen, we just gave you a list of stuff you can buy, right? But you don't need everything right now. Okay, the right gear, the right tool can be a game changer. but you have to know why you need it. So purchase on what's going to make your workflow better, not just don't just purchase stuff that you think like, oh, this is a cool lens. Like for example, the reason why I was looking at Tamron 35 to 150 is I'm looking at it like, okay, I can use it for interviews at 35 or 50. And then at 150, I still have enough range for sports. So try and find multiple reasons to buy a new piece of equipment. Don't just buy a new piece of equipment because everybody else has it or because everyone else says it's really, really good. And that's the tricky part in videography, because there is a lot of stuff that we can use, but what will help maximize your workflow? Whether it's a faster SD drive or a faster card or something that's just going to make your life easier, that's what I suggest you look for. Or if I just gave the software list, what software is going to save me time? If I know, I have a hard time with After Effects and I really need a lot of templates, well, then a motion array subscription is good. If I'm always looking for music, then an Artlist subscription might be where I should invest instead of a new piece of equipment. And you really have to judge what your videos are like, what your clients are looking for, and what is going to make you a better videographer overall. Sometimes it's the new lens, sometimes it's a new music subscription. It all depends on you.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
I totally agree.
All right. Well, listen, guys. So make sure you buy us something nice for Black Friday. E will put his address in the description below, so you could just send all the gifts that way, and then he'll just drive them over to my house and deliver them to me. But,
nice. I'm the middleman. I like it.
That's it. But anyway, guys, this is it for this episode of Game Day Glare, and good luck buying new stuff on Black Friday. Take care.
Gobble, gobble.